I don't know if you realize this, Sam, but Bloomberg spent $500 million. He could have split that with every single American and given everyone $1 million.
Well, I know you're a big MSNBC guy, Hot Dog. I follow you on Twitter. You're one of the most annoying follows on all of Twitter. You get into ridiculous arguments with guests on our show. Like you literally the comics that are friends with Jim and Sam. You're bickering with them over political stuff. It's so annoying. There's a group text that is out there that, I mean, multiple times a week, just this agreement of how annoying Hot Dog is on Twitter. However, I do know the clip that you're referencing as we talk about the Democrats kind of tumbling down and how now all we're left with, really, there was like a hashtag Let Tulsi debate going on today, but I don't know why. Like,
I think, and I could be wrong, it's because she won one delegate on Super Tuesday, and that automatically qualifies her for the next debate.
By the way, you know how many pissed off Samoans there are right now?
American Samoans.
There are so many. The whole Uso family, all the NOIs are so pissed right now because they all voted for Mongo. They all voted Steve Mongo McMichael is our guy. And they didn't realize that he was great on football, not wrestling. Or, in this case, politics.
Maybe he just put all his money in there. He just spent $400 million for them.
And for American Samoa? I mean, it had to be. He did, his finances were called into question by MSNBC. This is very important. This is Brian Williams, who, if he had not lied about Iraq, I think it was. Didn't he say that he was on like
all these
like he was shot? Yeah, he was shot down. He was in a line of helicopters, and they were like, "You traveled hours after those helicopters had already landed."
And it started that meme of just lying, and Brian Williams going, "I was there."
Yeah, exactly. What a great time! What a great time that was in meme history. But he's talking to a bigwig at the New York Times here, who I think her name is Mara Gay, but I called her Mara Gray on Twitter, and people were like, "See." Everybody makes mistakes.
You're an idiot, too.
And I'm like, okay, cool. Yeah, I'm just like the person who is a top person at the New York Times on a news program that brought this up for no reason. She could have just not brought it up. And then Brian Williams was like, I was hoping you'd bring this up. I have a visual aid. Watch this clip and watch it carefully.
Beating this guy, he could do it.
Absolutely. Somebody tweeted recently that actually with the money he spent, he could have given every American $1 million.
I've got it. Let's put it up on the screen. When I read it...
I got it. I'm glad you brought that up.
Tonight on social media, it kind of all became clear. Bloomberg spent $500 million on ads. U.S. population, 327 million. Don't tell us if you're ahead of us on the math. He could have given each...
we're ahead of you.
Million.
Yeah. Oh, we will tell you right now. We're ahead of you. The tweet says it here. Bloomberg spent $500 million on ads. The U.S. population is 327 million. He could have given each American $1 million and still have had money left over. I feel like $1 million check would be life-changing for most people. Yet he wasted it all on ads and still lost.
Sucker.
500 million divided by 327 million. Is apparently 1.4 million.
There was just something wrong about that tweet when I read it, and I was like, I'm dumb enough to not figure out that it's about a dollar.
Yeah, like you wanna believe. You're like, no, because like it's the same thing I'm thinking. Like usually when stuff like that comes up, I go, wait a minute, I'm an idiot, but that seems wrong. But this person has a verified check, and they're talking about politics and not joking around about it. So I think that they're smart. And then also it's on MSNBC, and Brian Williams is talking about it. And he's not stupid, I don't think. He lies, but he's not stupid. So I'm going, but I'm stupid. So
it must be $1 million.
I must be wrong, and I must be extra stupid for thinking it. And then I went, wait a minute, let me do it on my fingers here. If you had $1 million, I was like, let's say everybody got $1 of the 500 million, how many people could you give that to? Hot dog, quick math. If you give everybody, if you have $500 million and everybody gets $1, how many people can you give it to?
327 million?
Yeah, I mean, no, 500 million is the answer. Yeah, I know. It's really tough because you're talking about big numbers. But I go, wait. You can do 500 million. But then how is 327 million, they get $1 million?
Well, no, because, if it's 500, round up the population
You know what?
to
I
500.
didn't carry the 4.
Well, no,
That's tough.
500 divided by 500 is 1, so 1 million.
Right, yeah. 500 million divided by 500 million is 1, but we're talking about millions here.
Right.
1 million.
$10 and have had lunch money left over. It's an incredible way of putting it.
It's an incredible way of putting it. It's true. It's just.
This poor woman. It's an incredible way of putting it. And it's true. like, that's the worst thing that you could say. There's so zero plausible deniability at that point when she goes, "You're right, Brian. That is an incredible way of saying it." And then they just moved on after that. You wouldn't necessarily be as bad. I mean, when you go, "It's true."
It's true.
No, it's not.
It's damn true.
It is not true whatsoever. It is unequivocally false. It is.
Maybe our calculators are wrong.
No, I didn't use a calculator. I just used arithmetic and common sense.
But she has a blue check mark.
So do I.
Oh, you know what? You good point.
I do.
Yeah, you do.
It's true. It's disturbing. It does suggest what we're talking about here, which is there's too much money in politics, and it makes it difficult because what we want in
beating this guy,
so funny.
He could do it.
It's true. It is. It's true. I think that was my favorite thing that happened all week, and it really does go to show. So you got the person who wrote the tweet. You got Mara. You got Brian Williams. You've everybody working for Brian Williams' show. And it boggles my mind because we do this radio show and we got like 4 people working for it. I do this show. There's 2 of us, me and Hot Dog. And Hot Dog's carrying maybe 4% of the weight. Would that be fair?
Yeah, it's just a lot of hollowness over here.
That's it. That's the whole show. And I look at these news shows and I go, there's not that much more in these news shows than in a Sam Roberts Now. You got to have somebody create graphics. But Hot Dog, if I gave you like 50 grand, could I get graphics like every 30 seconds on this show?
Yeah, you could.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
There's at least 20 hot dogs in that set.
At least.
Just walking around.
And I'm sitting here moving cameras right now with these buttons.
Yeah.
This is me directing this the whole time. But they got 20 people, 20 kids working, plus like 19 producers, plus a writer's room, plus all these people, and nobody brings up, that's wrong, that tweet. That's incorrect.
It just looks right when you look at it at a glance. No one's stopping to look at it.
Yeah. And you're like, of course. Bloomberg would do that. Bloomberg would take away what he could give $1 million for every single person. That would be 327 million.
I think more than trillion.
Yeah, I think so. Zillion.
Right. Greedy fuck.
I know. It's terrible. It's terrible what this Bloomberg is doing. It's horrible.